Friday night. It's Friday. Friday. Got my watch on. 29th of August. So I was prepared. You know what I mean? I've been here anyway. You alright? Hope everybody's well. A couple of things I need to update you on this one. Number one, Sleeper Pond has now had 5 straight days. It's had the last dose in this morning. What I am doing now at the moment is I'm doing a water change on the. So it's had today with a dosing. As you can see, it's proper green. You can only just see the fish down there, but they're all sound. They've all been up feeding. They've all been lovely. Obviously because I've turned the air off, then they've gone a little bit spooked. So I'm doing a clean on the Easy Pod as we speak. And then I'm going to go and turn the tap on now as we speak. These are all okay as well. Here's them sound as banders. Here's the new shower. Mingled in quite well. Like I said, not quite as big as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to basically, you know, make me others look small, but it really are. But there you go. As you can see, I'm starting to get a pond full of showers and churros. Get rid of all them nasty Sankeys. Get them out of the road. Bugger them off. I'm only joking. I can appreciate a Sankey. Right, everything seems to have gone well this week, especially with the pond treatment on the Sleeper Pond. I seem to have they've been fine. I've been watching them on the cameras while I've been at work, just to make sure everything's okay, and they're sound. So it's like I said, I mean, I did a bit of a water clean out on him the other day, and I'm doing another one now. So I did them Monday, I think it was. We got Mad Dog and Teresa coming around tonight, so I've got to get it done before they get here. So yeah, we did it. I did it Monday, and now I'm doing it tonight. So I've been up the top, put the water top up on. That's obviously, as we all know, and I've documented before, it's going through a 3-stage and a stubby blue just down there. And there you go. So you don't need to watch me doing my filters, because it's just bog standard, same mode, Easy Pod, job done. So it'll have 3 drops, and then I'll snap back to you and I'll talk to you a little bit more in a bit. So here I am, idling on the furniture. I thought while I'm doing this, I'll just give you a quick update, because there's a lot of people have been asking. I don't know whether the course allowed. It's when they backfire as well. It does your head, don't it? The last couple of weeks, there's a lot of people been asking about the pool. If you remember, Mad Dog sorted out a pool, which was at the time full of carp, and what the old plan was, I suppose, to get the pool emptied and get to 3,000 fry to be put in this year. That, to be honest, this year ain't going to materialise. And there's a couple of reasons why, and you've got to bear with me with it when I tell you this, because I'll tell you the old truth, nothing but the truth, okay? I swear on the Holy Bible. So, as you know, when we was dragging the pool, there was a lot of silt, hell of a lot of silt. Steve, who owns the place, he was up to his knees, getting stuck, and I was round on. I only kept to the edges, and I was round. Sorry, the dog's here. I was round the edge, and I was up to my knees, getting stuck. And I know you couldn't see a lot of footage on the camera at the time, because it was on a tripod, and I was in the pool doing what we got to do, and we was trying to drag the net round. As we documented then, there was a lot of fish what didn't come out. There was a lot of fish that did come out, in all fairness, you know, carp sort of 6 inches long, and roach 3, 4, 5 inches long, but nothing big. So when you're looking at fish that sort of size, and you're thinking, where's the mums and dads? You know what I mean? So where am they? Where's the big uns? So we come to the conclusion, and I've spoke to several people as well about it. With the amount of silt what's in the pool, when a fish like a common or a mirror, you know, think that they're in danger, the first thing they're going to do is they're either going to jump, which we hardly saw any jumpers, or they're going to burrow, knowing that that silt is so deep. So what we believe is that the fish burrowed under the net. As the net was coming around, the fish have obviously thought them in danger, and they've gone down under the silt, and the net's just come straight over them. That's what we believe. So after that day of obviously dragging the net through the pond, Steve and I decided that the best plan of attack then would be to pump it out. Now Steve had got a water pump, quite an hefty thing, obviously a diesel one or petrol, and he did pump it out over probably over a week, maybe 2 weeks. I think it might have been 2 to 3 weeks, in all fairness, because when Steve had got to his job where he works abroad, the guy who was supposed to look after stuff, he was supposed to be putting the pump on, and it wasn't happening, and one thing and another. But that's another story which we don't need to go into on this video. So Steve come back, carried on pumping out, and then he got I think it might be his daughter, so his daughter or his daughter-in-law and his son, on a boat, actually pretty much just floating on the silt and the whatever sort of 6 inches of water what was left in it, because there was fish swimming around with the backs out of the water, so we knew that there was bigger carp in there then. So they went in on it with a boat, and they got 19 of these big carp out, along with a lot of small ones as well, smaller roach and smaller carp. Obviously then the water's getting too murky to see anything, and he sent me a message and asked me to go over on Wednesday night. So I went over to see him, and while we was there talking by the pool, there was still fish topping in the 6 inches of water or so, and it was like it was just going to become we was going to be unable to get them all out, in all fairness. So we had a bit of a conversation, and Steve actually turned around and said to me, because if you remember, I think I did tell you that we was thinking of splitting the pond either into 2 or into 3. I said 2, but we'd do it next year, not knowing about the silt. Obviously nobody knew about the silt up until we tried to net it, and then Steve sent me a message saying, well, how about we split it into 3, would that be better? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. It's like, you know, more manageable, smaller ponds where we can split the fry into different ponds and see what pond does better. So that was pretty much the plan, or at least I thought it was until I met Steve on Wednesday. So talking to Steve, he just basically asked me a simple question, and he said, with this pond the way it is now, with it empty and drying out, and it has cracked, and I wish I'd have got some photos, the floor's all cracking up and drying out, which is a good thing. He says, is this pond usable for what you need to do? And I said, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, Steve, no. I said, because when we put the fry in this pond, we ain't going to get them out, so we're going to be in the same predicament this time next year as what we are now, trying to get the carp out what have been in there for years. I said, so it's going to be a case of, I'm sorry, but the pool ain't what we need at the moment. At that point Steve said to me, well, if he's got to hire a digger, a 13-ton digger or whatever size digger he's got to get, and obviously he's got to do the work and the graft and everything else, the money on the lease doesn't cover the price what it's going to cost him. And to be fair, Steve was never going to be making anything out of this anyway. It was a joint venture. Well, it was a venture for me, but it was the first year was a joint venture for me and Glyn for Mad Dog. So the decision was made that he wouldn't process anything with a digger, and we wouldn't progress any further. If the pond wasn't ready or couldn't be used as it is, then he wasn't willing to put any money up, and I fully understand that, and I agreed with him, and I could fully understand it. Obviously there's a cost implication where, like I've already said, if he spends, let's say for instance, pick a number out there, 2 grand, okay, if it's going to cost 2 grand to bank the silt up with a digger, when we fill that water up again in that pond, that silt is just going to gradually disperse back. I don't think it's ever going to hold. And I spoke to a couple of people who own fisheries and who have done this, and they said what you need to do is you need clay. You need to hold the banks with clay. He says you can bank your silt up fine, but then you need to clay it, so as that silt then just won't fall back. So obviously there's another cost implemented with the clay, and when you sort of look at the whole picture, I can totally understand where he's coming from. I mean, obviously there's the friendship's still there. The dream, the possibility is still there, because there was also a discussion on the back of this, where if he did have the digger, and he did use the digger, because he has to use it for a driveway. He's got a long driveway which is just stoned, and over the summer and whatever, it sort of dries out and goes all bumpy again, and so on and so forth. So he said he has to have a digger in the winter to do the driveway. So if he does have the digger for an extra week or an extra weekend, what we suggested is if he gets the digger into the pool and drags everything to the side and makes a smaller pool inside the silt, we might have a better fighting chance then. I mean, there were several ideas going around. With me and Mad Dog, there's been ideas about, well, Mad Dog come up with ideas about putting a net into the pool, and then at the end of the season basically just lifting the net and bringing the fish out with it. But the thing is, when you do that, you're going to bring a lot of leaves, twigs, branches, whatever else. The net might rip. It's probably a little bit, it's a good idea, but I don't think it would work in the situation what the pool's in. So at the minute there's food for thought as to, if he does get the digger, whether we can create a pond in a pond, if that makes sense. Because, well, like I said, I mean, it don't need to be deep, so by the time you scrape the silt back and banked it up a little bit, you're sort of 4 or 5 foot deep then, which is more than enough to grow fish on through the summer, as we all know. So we're keeping in touch. We obviously, we're still all friends. We're all good. The lease has been repaid back to Mad Dog for the time being, and Steve's going to then sort of see what he can get done over the winter. If nothing materialises, then obviously the pool will be filled up and there'll be carp put back in there as just a normal sort of fishing lake, if you like, which is never going to be utilised for fishing, mad as it sounds. But yeah, that's where we are at the minute. So there's not going to be sort of any footage on the pool now. The fry has been cancelled, and as we stand at the minute, there's no sort of movement or anything sort of happening, which I think in hindsight, if I look back now, and I think Mad Dog would agree if he was here, I mean, in another half hour he is going to be here. I might get him on video. He's coming over really just to have a chat and try my rabbit stew, because he's never tried rabbit stew, so he's coming over to have a chat about things and going on. But I've made sure that I can put this out. I'll probably get him on the back end of it before obviously anything else. Now, in hindsight, I think it's probably worked out for the best that we do leave it, or I leave it in Steve's hands for the winter to see what happens. If you know, either way, it is what it is. If he can't be done and he can't get the silt out, unfortunately that pool for me, as running, if you like, a koi farm or a koi breeding facility, is rendered useless. Just due to the amount of silt. I hope you can hear me, because it is a bit of a breeze. Bit of a breeze going on. Come on, Barnett. I'm trying to hold out a bit, so I'm going on holiday soon, so I've got to wait a bit to have my haircut. So yeah, it's rendered useless really the way it is. It's unpractical. We wouldn't be able to get anything out when we've put anything in there. So it's like, you know, you put 2,000 fry in. The herons are alive round there as well. There's 4 or 5 herons absolutely peppering them ponds all the time. So, you know, that obviously predator netting and stuff would have to go up, and maybe fencing around the side, which is again all extra cost, but that would be a cost of mine. But that would only be done if the pool was in a state where we could use it. So yeah, as I said, not really anything else I can tell you. I mean, I've tried to sort of break everything down in a nutshell just to keep you updated. That the farm, the pool, probably there ain't going to be much footage, if any, on that, unless I go over there shooting. You might see me over there. I might do a little bit over there while I'm over there, but we shall see. I mean, Steve said I'm still welcome to go over there with the gun, you know, and take any vermin out, which I'll probably take him up on and keep keeping it with him. Obviously Susie as well, because them a cracking pair. So yeah, that's as much as really I can update you. But I wanted to put this little update out because I know people have been asking me, and when I went around the show last week, people was asking me what's going on with the pool, and I couldn't really say too much at the time because I've got to meet with Steve. But now the clarity is there, I can obviously share it with yourselves. I don't know why they have them so loud. I can share it with yourselves and just give you an update as to where we are. So there you go. That's what I wanted to have a quick chat to you about. I'll say a quick chat, 12.5 minutes. Just to remind you that tomorrow, hopefully this will be out for tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be going live at Brendan's 7 PM UK time. If you're outside the UK, I don't know what time it's going to be in your country. We're auctioning off these 14 fish what Brendan's had over the summer and grown on. And I'll tell you what, I looked back on my video yesterday. If you want to have a look, I don't know how to put links on, if I'm honest. So you'll have to have a look back on my videos and look for the Black Country Boys helping out Dementia UK, and you'll see me picking the fish out. And then we go up to Brendan's and take them up there. It was a full day for us. And you'll see how much they've grown, because there's fish and them fitting in the palm of my hand, to be fair, and now them like 45 and 40 cm and monsters, and they really have flourished into some cracking fish, if I'm honest. He's done himself proud with them. So that's tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. I'll be live on this channel, Mad Dog will be live on his channel. I should be obviously videoing on the phone like I'm doing to you now, but I'll be watching on a tablet. I'll take my tablet with me. Mad Dog's gonna have the laptop, so it's all gonna be streamed out live. And the live bits, don't forget, you ain't gotta send any money to us at all. DementiaUK.org. I'll stick it across here if I get a chance. DementiaUK.org. Go on there, make your donation, get a screenshot of your receipt, send the receipt to me, Mad Dog, or Brendan, and then we can confirm that you've bought that fish. And just to remind you as well, if you'd seen our first video, on the back end of that, Brendan's got a holiday home in the Lake District, and he's offering it to 4 people for a long weekend. So whoever buys a fish on this auction gets a free weekend at Brendan's holiday home in the Lake District. It's got to be worth it, eh? That's a freebie. That's on the end. That was announced on the night that we took the fish up. We don't know nothing about it. So yeah, I've got Mad Dog coming here in a minute for rabbit stew, and my missus has done a curry in case they don't like it as well. So it's like, and I'm doing the filter, so I'm going to leave it there for now. If there's anything you need to know, put it in the comments. I'll try and answer you as best I can. But as far as the pool, stroke farm, stroke the fry, they've all been put on the back burner for now. Hopefully that dream's still dead, and we can maybe progress with it next year. I hope, because Steve was all up for it as well, but it's just the way it is, you know what I mean. Right, I'm going to crack on doing this filter, because it's only on its second boil, and I'm going to come to you back later. If I do, I'll catch you tomorrow. Should we do a Mad Dog? Right then, so I'm on the 3rd boil, and as you can see, over here and over here. So as you can see over here as well, just over the back here, and then you can see around here. Look, just down here. See that down there? He'll kill me for that. I'm giving these a bit of scran. What I am feeding, I don't know if I've already told you this. I've mixed Nutrimare and Saki Kori. So these are still sitting at 20 degrees. And I'm on a mix of the 2 foods, which is, you know, supposed to be top foods at the minute, ain't they? Look, ooh, you dirty little swine. Ooh, you bugger. So yeah, as you can see, I'm alright. They got fed just as I come up to do the Easy Pod back. What's that, 20 minutes ago now? Oh, I'm soaked. Oh, so I'm a nightmare for that though. It's like, I wish that calmed down. The only way I can calm down is drop the heat on him, which has got to be, the heat's got to be dropped on him. They're in the same, them in there, they're in the same. So it's like, you know, you look at him and then all of a sudden you've got a knock scale or a bloody peck or whatever else, and it's just because they're going bloody berserk. But I need to get rid of some. So if anybody got any room in the ponds and they want to have a quick gamage through as what's in here, hit me up, come over and see me, and we'll get them bowled up and you can have a look. There might be something what takes your fancy. That could go. Sorry, guy. That's the missus. Well, there might be something in here what takes your fancy. You've obviously seen all my fish before. So I know I have said before that everything's got a price on it. You know what I mean? So there you go. But there is a few in here as well. What's obviously, of course, here at the minute now because the water's green. There's a few in here as well what can find new premises to reside at, because they ain't growing and I need to thin out. I've just got too many fish again, you know what I'm like. So there you go. As I said, when Mad Dog gets here, I'll get him on camera. We might do anyway. But don't forget that tomorrow, guys. That's going to be a cracking day tomorrow. Be a good auction. Brendan's as funny as the pair of us, so he's like, you know, he'll be sound. He'll be sound as a band. So when I say funny, I mean funny ha ha. I don't mean funny girl. I mean funny ha ha. So Brendan, if you're watching this, I don't mean funny ha ha. Ooh, look, feel the warmth. Feel the warmth in the sun. I've already seen any all day, stuck in a bloody office. But there you go. So, oh, what am I doing? That's what I was doing. So if anybody fancies anything out of here, give me a shout. If you don't, I'll just stop there. I'll just stop there. I would have put them on eBay by now, but you can't sell on there no more, can you? So, a bit bad. I think you can still sell on Spock. I don't know. I don't even know if that site's still going. There you go. I have noticed since I've been feeding Nutrimare that the colours have come up in them better. Especially this one of Pete's, what Pete gave me. I mean, that was more of an orange. I mean, this one what Mad Dog's had is more of an orange, so that's got to strengthen. And I have noticed that they am strengthening up in the colours, which can only be good, I suppose. Right, catch you all later. How been you? 9:30 on a Friday night. We got him here eating me rabbit stew. Mad Dog Day like me rabbit stew, so he's eating curry rice and chips.
What I've made.
What Vic's made. Here's Vicky and Teresa. So we've been chewing the cud. We've been having a rattle. I'm going to put this video out now because otherwise it's just going to be too late. So, like I said, keep an eye open because the pool lay over. The dream's still alive. It's just on hold at the minute. So I'll catch you later in a bit.